With Yakuza 8 on the horizon, a lot of newcomers will be interested in the new game and getting into the Yakuza series. However, with the way Yakuza fans are, they will make a newcomer feel overwhelmed and make it 10 times harder to get in the series. So here I am to explain the series to newcomers and if it's okay to start with 8 as your first game. Let's get something out of the way first. Can I start with Yakuza 8? Well, TLDR, yes, you can. Whilst you may be missing some context, references, or a few plot points from previous games, it's not severe enough to impact your enjoyment of the story, because most Yakuza games are mostly self-contained. The main thing you'll be missing is knowledge about some characters and attachment to them. For example, a lot of people who haven't played Yakuza 3 may not know about Kiryu running an orphanage and the kids that he cares about, and may find out through other games. However, if you want a bit more context going into Yakuza 8, where should you start? Well, there's two answers to this question. The first would be to play Yakuza 7, then Gaiden, and then 8 when it comes out. The reason why I'm saying this is because Yakuza 7 serves as a soft reboot for the series, introducing a new protagonist. The story is also completely unrelated to other entries in the series, minus maybe a few references and cameos, and also the game is a turn-based game. If you're not a fan of the turn-based combat, you can always watch a summary of the game and move on to Gaiden, which is what I'll play next. Yakuza Gaiden serves as a bridge between 7 and 8. It also works as a way for newcomers to the series to have more of an understanding of the protagonist of Yakuza 0 all the way to 6, that being Kiryu Kazuma, and how he ties into the plot in Yakuza 8. However, for someone who isn't good at action games, I'd probably recommend watching a video or something similar just so you have more clarity going into 8. This is generally the basic knowledge if you want a better understanding of the series and the characters going into 8. However, there is a better yet more time consuming way to play the series, which is to play them chronologically. This means starting from Yakuza 0, then to 1, then 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then Gaiden, then 8. This is the best way to experience the series in my opinion, as you get to see the full journey of all the protagonists throughout the series. You also get much more attached to the story and characters. As someone who's played all the games, if you have time or patience, I would highly recommend doing this. Or just play some of the older games, even if you skip a few. Most notably Yakuza 0, as it's considered one of the best games in the franchise by most. There's also the option of playing the original Yakuza 1 and 2 on the PS2 over the remakes. A lot of people don't really like the remakes, however that's completely up to you. Now let's talk about the spin-off games. I really wouldn't recommend playing the spin-off games first if you want to play 8. However, they can work perfectly fine as standalone games without any connection to the main Yakuza game, and also give you a bit of the feeling of the modern games if you want to try them out. The spin-off games won't help give much context to mainline games, however they are good to play if you want more Yakuza after playing all the games. The best spin-off and the easiest accessible is the Judgment games. They are both on all platforms apart from Switch. They also deliver some of the best combat in the entire franchise and some of the best stories. In this series, instead of playing as a Yakuza, you play as a detective called Takayuki Yagami, and both of these games are about different murder cases. There's also the recent remake of Yakuza Ishin, which is a samurai spin-off game set in Edo, Japan. I wouldn't recommend starting with this one as the characters are all named differently to match the time period. Same for Kenzan. However, Kenzan is a Japan exclusive, so you probably won't play that anyway. There's also Yakuza Dead Souls, which is a zombie apocalypse shooter set in Kamurocho, which is a PS3 exclusive, so unless you emulate the game or have a PS3, you probably won't be playing it. And even then, it's supposedly not that great. Then we have the big boys, the spin-offs that I absolutely love, that being the Koryu games. These are PSP spin-offs where you play as a normal thug called Ukyo Tatsuya. These games take place after Yakuza 4, and despite how dated it looks, both its story and the music are fantastic. These games are super underrated. These games are a lot different to other Yakuza games in the sense that it plays a little like a fighting game, which is a nice change of pace, although challenging. And then last but not least, we have Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise. As the name suggests, this is a spin-off set in the world and featuring the characters from the Fist of the North Star anime/manga with its own original story. This game is made by RGG Studios and plays exactly like a brawler Yakuza, and it's pretty good, especially if you're a fan of Fist of the North Star. And that's it. That's a quick rundown of all the spin-off games. I would generally not recommend starting with the spin-offs, maybe minus Judgment or Fist of the North Star. However, there's everything or most things you need to know about the series. I hope this was helpful in any way to someone who is either new to the series or a long-time fan wanting a bit more knowledge about the obscure games in the series. Yakuza 8 is coming out this month and I'm super excited for it. I hope you all are too. Thank you for watching, I'll see you all next time. Peace.